Greetings, philosophers. Welcome back. We're on our third episode diving into Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics, that ancient guide to living well. So far, we've explored eudaimonia, flourishing through a life of purpose, and the golden mean, that art of balancing our actions to build virtuous habits. Today, we're turning to the engine that powers it all: reason. Aristotle says it's our ability to think, to weigh choices that makes us human and steers us toward the good life. Specifically, we're diving into intellectual virtues like wisdom and why they're the secret sauce for flourishing. So settle in, get comfy, and let's get rational. Picture Aristotle in Athens, pacing the Lyceum, his school, surrounded by students scribbling notes, or maybe just scratching their heads. He's not just preaching about being good, he's obsessed with how we think well. For Aristotle, reason is what sets us apart from the rest of the world. A lion roars, a tree grows, but humans, we reflect, we deliberate, we choose. And that's where intellectual virtues come in. Unlike moral virtues, courage, generosity, which we covered last time, these are about the mind, how we understand the world and make decisions. They're the tools that help us navigate life's puzzles, from picking a career to figuring out what's true. Aristotle splits intellectual virtues into two big stars: phronesis, or practical wisdom, and Sophia, theoretical wisdom. Let's start with phronesis because it's the one we use every day. Practical wisdom is like the GPS for your moral life. It's the ability to size up a situation, weigh your options, and make the right call. Not just for you, but for the moment. It's what helps you find that golden mean we talked about. Say you're deciding whether to help a struggling friend. Too much help and you're enabling them. Too little and you're cold. Phronesis is the knack for knowing how much support to give, when and how. It's not a formula, it's a skill, honed by experience. Let's make it real. Imagine you're a teacher and a student's falling behind. You could ignore it, that's deficiency, dodging responsibility. Or you could hover, micromanaging their every move, that's excess, stifling their growth. Practical wisdom guides you to the mean. Maybe you offer extra help after class, tailored to their needs without taking over. I once knew a manager who was brilliant at this. When her team hit a crisis, she didn't bark orders or sit back. She listened, asked sharp questions, and guided them to a solution. That's phronesis in action, thinking clearly under pressure to do what's right. Now Sophia is different. It's the big picture stuff. This is the wisdom of contemplating life's deeper truths, the kind philosophers, scientists, or poets chase. It's not about solving immediate problems, but understanding the world's underlying principles. Think of an astronomer pondering the laws of the universe, or a writer wrestling with what it means to be human. Aristotle says this kind of contemplation is the highest activity we can do because it's reason at its purest, free from practical worries. It's like climbing a mountain not to reach the top, but to see the view. Why does this matter? Because intellectual virtues aren't just for eggheads in togas, they're for all of us navigating a world full of noise and choices. Phronesis helps you decide whether to take that risky job offer or how to handle a family argument. Sophia is what you tap into when you pause to reflect on your purpose. Why am I here? What really matters? Together, they make you not just a better person, but a wiser one. Here's where Aristotle gets practical. You don't just wake up wise. Intellectual virtues like moral ones take work. Phronesis grows through experience, making choices, messing up, learning. Ever had a moment where you handled a situation badly, then later thought, I could have done that better? That's the seed of practical wisdom. Next time, you adjust. Sophia, meanwhile, comes from study and reflection, reading, questioning, exploring ideas. Aristotle would love a good book club or a late-night debate with friends because that's where you stretch your mind. Let's talk about why this feels so relevant today. We're drowning in information, news, opinions, algorithms pushing us one way or another. Phronesis is like a mental filter, helping you sort through the chaos to make decisions that align with your values. Say you're scrolling online and see a heated argument. Do you jump in with a hot take? Ignore it? Practical wisdom might say, pause, check the facts, respond thoughtfully, or don't respond at all. And Sophia? In a world obsessed with speed, it's a reminder to slow down, to think about the bigger picture. Maybe it's journaling about your goals or just staring at the stars, asking what it's all for. Aristotle's not naive, though. He knows reason can go wrong. Ever met someone who overthinks everything, paralyzed by analysis? Or someone so lost in big ideas they can't function in daily life? That's why intellectual virtues need moral virtues to keep them grounded. Wisdom without courage is just theory. Courage without wisdom is reckless. It's like a dance, reason and character moving together to create a life that's not just good, but flourishing. Let's bring this home with a story. I once heard about a doctor faced with a tough call. A patient needed risky surgery, but the family was torn. Some wanted it, others didn't. The doctor didn't just follow protocol or go with her gut. She used phronesis. She studied the patient's case, listened to the family's fears, weighed the risks, and explained her decision with clarity and compassion. That's practical wisdom, reason in service of doing good. And when she went home, maybe she reflected on life's fragility, tapping into Sophia. That balance is what Aristotle's chasing. Now let's try a thought experiment. Think of a decision you made recently, big or small. Maybe it was choosing how to handle a work conflict or whether to binge a show instead of tackling a project. Ask yourself, did I use reason to find the best path? Did I consider the bigger picture or just the moment? No need to judge yourself. Aristotle's all about growth. The more you practice using your reason, the better you get at spotting the right choice. So, why does this matter for eudaimonia? Because reason is the thread that ties it all together. Moral virtues like courage or generosity give you the habits to act well, but intellectual virtues like phronesis help you know how to act well. And Sophia? It's the spark that lifts your life towards something greater, connecting you to truths beyond the everyday grind. In a world that often feels chaotic, Aristotle's saying, trust your mind, hone your wisdom, and you'll find your way to flourishing. Today, we've unpacked Aristotle's intellectual virtues and how they guide us toward the good life. Next time, we'll explore how virtues like justice and friendship tie us to others, because no one flourishes alone. Until next time, keep thinking, keep questioning, and let's chase that eudaimonia together.